You can also unmute and just say a welcome to her. So welcome, Ms. Esther. It's great to have you. And just before we hand over to Ms. Esther, I would like to encourage every one of us on the call to take note. Already the Mastercard Scholarship for the University of Cambridge is open. I guess it opened a couple of days ago. And I'm very sure that every one of us on this call, especially those who have plans of applying, would find this session to be super, super useful. So I would advise us to take note. I have my pen and my job here already, and I would advise every one of us to do the same, to have our writing materials ready. And also in the event that you have questions, this is going to be a very interactive session, as I've shared earlier. So you can just jot down your question or even share it in the chat box. And when it's time for our questions and answers, we can give you the opportunity to either ask your question live, or I will just read it out and our host would attend to it. But in all the same, let's try to make this as engaging as possible. And I'm very, very sure we will enjoy the session. So I'm not seeing enough reactions. If we don't react to this, if we don't welcome her, then possibly we're going to wait until until a few more minutes until people welcome our host. Is this how you welcome someone who wants to give you vital information? Is this how you welcome someone who wants to share with you something that can change your life? I am not seeing enough reactions. So let's give the clapping emojis. Let's shout excitement. Okay. I think the numbers are coming up now. I can see reactions from David, from Favor, from Damilola, from Miriam. Okay. I think I'm satisfied now. So I will hand over to Ms. Esther to take us on this session. Thank you so much, ma'am, and look forward to learning from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dorcas. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you, everyone, for joining this call. Like, I'm so excited. When I got her invite on LinkedIn, I was like, wow. So I getting the opportunity to speak to this number of people, to share my stories and then to help others. It's such an opportunity for me. Thank you, Mr. Adebowale. This is a great initiative, right? Bringing others to helping others see opportunities beyond what they know. It's very important. I hope and I believe that everybody is going to get something from this section, because it's something that I've actually prayed about. I was like, God, please, everyone that joins this section, I want them to get something from it. Like, they shouldn't leave this section without getting enough knowledge. And so I also actually prepared for it. Like, last night I didn't sleep. I had to like do much research so that I could get valuable information that I'll be sharing. So thank you so much, Dorcas, and thank you, everyone. So she has done much. Like, she has really done the introduction, so I don't need to talk about myself, but I'll just start by talking about my scholarship journey and how I was able to land my scholarship in ASU, that is Arizona State University. Then from there, we can move on. So I started applying for scholarship last year. I graduated in 2021, right? But after graduating, I didn't see, like, I wasn't really interested in applying for scholarships. So, but then one thing that helped me was having the right network, having the right connection of friends, being in the right platform, which was LinkedIn. So on LinkedIn, I get to see people share their stories, people share opportunities, and it got me motivated. And then I had like the right set of friends. So I had this friend that applied to a scholarship in South Africa, and he would always come to my DM like, Esther, this scholarship is open. Why don't you apply? I felt so reluctant at first, but then he kept coming. Like, he would always send me links. And then one day I decided to apply, and that was for Mandela Rhodes Scholarship last year. I applied to Mandela Rhodes. It's had different stages. Like, when you send in your application, it takes like 4 different stages before you get to the final stage where you will be awarded the scholarship, right? I don't know if you can hear me. Let me just see a reaction if you can hear me, if I'm quite audible. Oh, okay, thank you. So after I applied, at the end of each month, you get to like, you get an email to say if you've passed the first stage or the second stage, if you moved on to the next stage. So The first stage I passed, second stage I passed, third stage I passed, and I was invited for the interview. So for Mandela Rhodes, how it works is you'll be invited for an interview in South Africa. So I had to travel down to South Africa for the interview. And when I got there, I was prepared, like I was prepared for the interview, but the interview was quite simple. They were just asking me about, it was just like a discussion, right? And even at the end of the interview, they asked me if there was a question. I told them, oh yeah, I just asked them something, and then I told them I'm very confident that I've made it. So by the time when I came back to Nigeria, after 2 days, I got a mail that I've passed. And I was so confident that I had gotten that scholarship, like I was going to be a Mandela Rhodes Scholar. But earlier this year, the school I applied to, they actually gave me partial admission, a conditional admission. And at the end of it, they said, oh, I didn't make it. So that was how I lost that scholarship. I lost the Mandela Rhodes Scholarship. Like it was a very challenging moment for me. I felt like giving up. I felt like, oh, the world has ended for me. So why I'm saying this, why I'm going through this, like starting this way, is because I know a lot of people might have been applying, and at this point, they are tired of applying, like, oh, the world has ended, or oh, there's no need of applying again. No. So, but at that stage, I did not give up, right? That was even when I started searching for better opportunities, because I know, oh, if I can get this one, I can actually get other ones, right? So I looked out for other opportunities, and then the people around me that, oh, apply for this one, apply for the other one. And for this Mastercard scholarship, I actually applied on the last day. I had the link, right? But I was like, oh, should I apply? Should I not apply? And then there were some requirements that I felt I didn't meet. But then on that final day, already I had everything, like all the things that were needed for the scholarship, like I had them already. On that final day, so I just sent in my application. I left it. I applied for several other scholarships, including the NDDC scholarship, which I actually got to the interview stage, but I left that one because I got this Mastercard scholarship, so I didn't follow up with that one anymore. So I got that scholarship, the Mastercard scholarship. It was actually should I explain it? It was a long process, right? So after applying to Mastercard, I got a mail saying I could apply to the school. I should apply to the school, which is Arizona State University. And then if I'm given an admission, I should write back to them, telling them that I have gotten admission, then we can continue from there. So I applied to Arizona State University. And after 2 weeks, I was given admission. So I wrote back to Mastercard immediately. And I told them, I sent them my admission letter. I told them, oh, I've gotten an admission and I would like to know what the next step is. So they said they wrote back to me and said they were going to they were going to communicate with me on the next step. So after some weeks, they sent an email that I needed to join an interview, right? Oh, and I was like, oh, wow, why interview again? Like, I thought I've gotten this thing. Why is there going to be an interview again? So I had to prepare. I was working. I took an excuse from work because I knew how important it was for me. I took an excuse. That day I did not go to work. My interview was supposed to be by 4 p.m. I stayed at home all through the day. I was just reading different scholarship interviews. Like, I went on LinkedIn, I went on Twitter, like I was just searching. God, I didn't want to miss the opportunity. I saw it right in front of me. I had already missed one. I didn't want to miss this one. So I prepared. And then when it got to the interview, one thing I knew I did was I was so bold, I was so confident. Like, when it comes to interview, I'm going to look you straight in the face. Even if I don't know the answer, I must say something like, just ask me anything. Something must come out from my head, right? You don't have to tell them you don't know or start reasoning things and wasting time. Like, you just have to be proactive. So after the interview, I asked my siblings, like, how did you think I did? They said I did well. I said, okay, let me just wait for the outcome. And few weeks later, I got a mail that I had been selected for this scholarship. And guess what? They said when we got here, during our orientation, they said we were more than 2,000 people that applied for this particular scholarship. And guess how many people that were selected? Just five people from from 5 different, just 5 people, right? From 4 different African countries. And I was like I'm the only Nigerian that was selected. We have 2 people from Uganda, 1 from Cameroon, and 1 from Ghana. Just 5 people. So just imagine that maybe after the failure of the Mandela Rose Scholarship, I gave up, I didn't want to apply, or I wasn't confident enough to like go for the interview and all that. So that was it. That was how I landed this particular scholarship. I just continued trying, applying here and there, the boldness, the strength. And one thing again, during the other scholarship, I put in so much. Like I even lost so much money, yeah, through that process. But then I can say it doesn't really matter when you're going for something you know you're going to like benefit from, right? So I'm going to talk about Mastercard Scholarship. So Mastercard Scholarship, I know people have a lot of misconception about Mastercard Scholarship, but the Mastercard Scholarship is mostly for Africans, right? If you're an African, number 1, you are eligible to apply for Mastercard Scholarship. Then number 2, another misconception people have about the Mastercard Scholarship is that it's only for first-class graduates. No, that is not true. So if you have that in mind, and if that is the reason why you've not been applying for Mastercard Scholarship, just take it away from your mind. So one of us, I think 2 of us currently in this, my scholarship, right, they are not first-class graduates. We are just 3 persons that 3 of us are first-class graduates. The other 2, they are not first-class graduates. So I know that you don't have to be a first-class graduate to apply for the scholarship. So just have a good result, right? Have a good result. Then another thing that matters, now, if you're not using your result as a first-class graduate, something that is going to help you, right, is your community involvement. How much impact have you made? Are you someone that volunteers a lot? Do you have leadership abilities? Are you someone that is involved in leadership, in community building? That is what another section they are going to look at. So when they come to your result and they look, oh, this person's result is not that strong, is not strong enough. They go to the leadership impact, the impact you've made in your community. They see what you've done, and they are able to merge these 2 things together, right? It's what is going to like pull you up. So you don't necessarily need to be a first-class graduate to get a Mastercard scholarship. Then there are like age limits. Like Mastercard has like a general body. Then they work with different schools, different institutions. For Nigeria, there's no school Mastercard is working with, but then they have different schools all over the world they work with, like ASU. In Ghana, they have HSC University. In Rwanda, they have University of Rwanda. They have ALU, like different countries and different schools. In South Africa, I think they have about 4 schools they are working with, right? So different schools have different criteria. So when you want to apply for Mastercard scholarship, you don't look at what, you don't start like you have to go to the particular school and follow their own requirements. The requirement for one university will be different from the other university. Okay, let's take for university. You have UBC Mastercard scholarship is currently ongoing, right? So their own method is you have to apply to Mastercard first. Then when you apply to Mastercard, they'll review your application, and if it meets their criteria, they'll give you access to apply to the school, right? And then they'll give you like a fee waiver to apply to the school. You don't have to pay any application fee. But then Cambridge is also on. They also have their own requirement. For Cambridge, you have to apply to the school first. And then when you're applying to the school on the portal, there'll be like a list of different scholarships that you can apply to. So if it's Mastercard you have in mind, you have to select Mastercard, and then you have to write like a personal statement stating why you feel you should be given the Mastercard scholarship. So that's how Cambridge works. So different schools have their different requirements and different ways. So you don't use what is based like for one school and then apply it to the other school. Just like my own, I had to apply to Mastercard first. And when they screened and saw that, oh, this was good, they told me to like apply to the school before coming back to them, and then they gave me the scholarship. So it's like different process for different institutions, right? And then they might look at age for undergraduate. I know like their general law or rule for undergraduates that you have to be 29 years or below, while for masters, well, is 35 years. That's what they look at. So I'll be talking about some of the things that actually helped my application. So after graduating from school, I got involved in a lot of volunteering activities. Yes. During my NYSC, I was very, very intentional. I was working and I was volunteering, like my Saturdays were for volunteering. Like people ask me, Esther, how do you do it? I love it's something I love. I wasn't really looking to getting anything from it. It's something I just love doing. I volunteer for different organizations, both online, both on site. Like once I see that volunteering, as long as it aligns with what I want, I'm there, right? So it helped me build my CV. It helped me like build my portfolio. I got a lot of leadership experience from it. I got to build a lot of networks. Like today, like I just know a lot of people because of volunteering. I could just reach out to people like anytime because of volunteering. So it gives you so much opportunity. So much opportunities comes with volunteering. I think people do not really know that aspect of life, right? But if you have an opportunity, if you have time, look at organizations that align with what you want. Let's say you're into tech, right? Look out for tech IT organizations that you could volunteer with, right? If you're into environment and you know that is what you want to like go for in your masters, like look out for organizations that are into climate and all that. And one thing, people that are going into climate now, there are lots of scholarships for them, right? So just look out for communities involvement, so things that can help you build your CV. And then another thing is strong recommendation. Like for my recommendation, and I think I'm supposed to speak to students in school, right? When you're still in school, just try to build this connection with your lecturer. So when you're out, it will be easier for you to go back to them and say, oh, sir, please, I want to apply for so and so thing. Can you help me? Can you please recommend me, right? Even if you're out of school now, let's say you don't have that connection, the place you're working also, the people you're working with, you should be able to get a strong recommendation. Like when they want to write the recommendation, if there's any way you can even be there when they're writing, tell them, please, all my work experience, like all the Google things I've done, please add it to my recommendation. Like it's very important. It goes a long way. Your recommendation, the recommendation that is sent in for you matters a lot. Then your CV, like I know a lot of people use, like when I look at, I've been reviewing CV for people recently because of the UBC scholarship application that is ongoing. And when I look at some CVs, I say, oh, no. I just give them like a template and say, please use this template, go and work on your CV, then bring it back. Then I'll do like the final editing for you, right? So some CVs are, you just have to align. If you know that this is not something you're competing with 10 or 20 people, you're competing with thousands of people. So you have to give it your best, sit down. Even if it takes you 1 week, 2 weeks to do your CV, like you work, you come back in the night, sit down, arrange your CV, think of the things you've done, think of the impact you've created. I did so and so, and I was able to impact so and so number of people, give actions, use the number of impact, like let your CV be that when you throw in your CV and they see your CV, they shouldn't just fling it to one side, right? They should want to know you just by looking at your CV. Oh, this person's CV is good. Wow. Like, you understand? So don't just do your CV anyhow, because like this is something you want for life. This is something that is going to benefit, that is going to be of great benefit for you. So your CV should be like, should speak more of you, even without you being there. It should show you, right? So my CV is something that and people would tell me like the CV is too much, like it's too packed. I said, oh, just leave it to when I give it to them and they look at it, they cannot take their eyes off my CV, right? So, and it's arranged, that's one thing, right? So you arrange it, you put in the best of the things you've done. If you've done research work, why not? If you've worked on projects that align with the school, the course you're applying, why not add it, but not too much, right? So there should be like a limit to it. You don't add, there are some things that are not supposed to be on your CV. So I have this slide I prepared. At the end of the session, I'll send it in. There are links. You can get resources. So I'll just send it to Dorcas and she'll share with those that are currently on this call, and you'll get the links to the CV, right? So your CV is very important. So my CV was good. Like I have these things ready at all times. I have my folder on my drive, my email drive, right? I have a folder for scholarship requirement, like everything I need for my scholarship is in that folder. So even if I'm on the road or wherever I am, I travel though, and you ask me, oh, submit this, I just get an email notification or I see an opportunity. Everything is already on my drive. I don't have to say, oh, when I get back home, everything is already there. So I just download into my phone or the device that is available in my current location and I submit. So you just have to be ready at all times, right? And then another thing was my personal statement. So this one is very important. When it comes to writing personal statement, you have to be intentional. You have to make it your story. So one thing I did differently was I actually spoke, I was very true about it. I was very true. I can see some comments, some questions, and so I'm going to respond to it at the end. I wrote my story in such a way that when you read it, you know that, oh, this guy is actually speaking from my heart. So make it your story. Don't just go online. No, there are so many AI to ChatGPT. People will just go there and write me a personal statement for Mastercard scholarship. No, it will give you a generic thing. And like thousands of people are using the same thing. So when they see something like this, they know that, oh, you copy from an AI, right? No. So use your own story. And maybe after you finish writing it your own way, in your own ways, you can then send to maybe this AI tools and say, please, can you help me kindly, when I want to like use ChatGPT or the rest, I will always use this formal, please, can you, and as if I'm talking to somebody. So you can just write, kindly rearrange in a more professional way, right? And then it will help you rearrange it and write it based on the number of words. But don't just go straight to AI and say, write me a personal statement. No, it's going to give you something generic, something that doesn't really talk about you. So you have to write your story. So when it comes to personal statement, I'm going to talk more about that. And then preparing for the scholarship interview, like I mentioned earlier, maybe checking my time so I don't talk too much. Like I mentioned earlier, when I had the interview, I stayed at home. I didn't go to work because I knew if I had gone to work, I'll be so busy at the office that I might even forget the time, or I'll be distracted. I won't know what to say during the interview. So I was prepared. I waited for them. Even before they came online, I was already there waiting for them. And when they joined, like, oh, Esther, how are you doing? I'm fine. And started the interview. And your boldness, your courage, just know that this is for me. Right? If you've gotten to that interview stage, oh God, like you don't have to just, oh, you just have to give it your best. Like think of it like as if you're talking to the president of the United States, or how bold are you going to be? That's how you're going to like act when you get to that stage. You don't have to come and you have to be dressed properly. You have to look the role you want to play. Like let them see you all formal or prepared. Let them know that, oh, this person wants this thing and it's quite important. And then, yeah, so that's it. That was it for me. Oh, okay. I see a lot of questions. I'm coming to that. So like I mentioned, when you're crafting your personal statement, please talk about yourself, give your story, how you started out. So for me, what I do in my personal statement, I talk about how my journey, my education, how it started, how I was able to scale through based on the challenges I had and how I was able to graduate. I talk about after my graduation, how I was able to improve myself, the courses I've taken. Then I go back to my leadership opportunity, the leadership impact I've created. Then I go to, how this scholarship is very important to me, and then I move to, this is what I'm going to do if I get this particular scholarship. If it's not just going to be of impact to me, it's going to be of impact to several other people. Like, you get, so it's not, you just have to like align it properly. And then sometimes they might give you a particular template to follow for your personal statement, right? So you have to know also what to write in that aspect when you get to that part. Okay, so I'll send the link to Dorcas once I'm done for that. So there are some ongoing Mastercard scholarships. Cambridge is open. University of Pretoria is still ongoing. But one thing about that of Pretoria is you have to apply, since it's South Africa, you have to apply for something called SAQA. Even when I applied to Mandela Rhodes, you have to apply for SAQA, which is like for South Africans, you have to verify your certificates. You have to send them your certificate from your school to them and pay some a particular amount of money to them. They verify your certificate. Then once you get that, you look through the other criteria and then you apply. Then UBC is also open. I feel everybody should apply for UBC, apply to Cambridge, apply to Oxford. Oxford Mastercard scholarship is also open currently. So I have about 4 of them I checked yesterday that is also running that you can apply to. So I have the links on the slide too. I'll just forward them to you. So if you're interested in Mastercard scholarship, please always follow them. They have, they're on LinkedIn, and I believe most of you are on LinkedIn. Most of you are on LinkedIn, right? So follow them so you keep getting updates on ongoing opportunities. Now, there are some important things I would like to talk about. So many people they want scholarship, but they are not ready to put in the work. No, you have to keep applying. Even if you apply and you keep getting rejection, keep applying, right? I'm just going to say that. Just keep applying, because rejection will come for sure. But then, if you ask the thousands of people you've been seeing getting scholarship online, if they are to tell you their stories of how many rejections they got before they got that particular scholarship, like you might not even believe it. What you see, most times people don't celebrate their failures. The only thing you will see, I got this scholarship. They will not tell you what they've been doing, the sleepless nights, the number of applications they've been putting out there. Nobody will come online and come and tell you those stories. But you just see, I got this particular scholarship. So just keep applying, keep at it, right? Keep at it. And then another thing is, when you see this scholarship and you're like, I don't meet maybe one out of all the criteria or all the requirements, there is one you don't meet, still apply. Still apply, even if you get rejected, or okay, I got rejected, but still apply. Don't feel that, I don't get this, I don't have this criteria. I think even this one I applied to, there was something I knew like I didn't really have, but I still sent in my application, right? So just apply first. Don't say because I don't have this particular criteria, so I won't apply, except it's like a strict requirement. But if it's something that has to do with maybe skill or a course you've taken, just put in your application first, because sometimes they might actually overlook some things. They are humans, so people that review these things are humans. It's not like they are robots, right? They might still consider. And then build your profile. So I know that another thing they look at is your personality. They look at your profile. Like LinkedIn is very important. I can't even stress it enough. I don't know why graduates or people that are looking for opportunity will not be on that platform. Yes, even here now that I am in US, like when we go there, they organize a lot of career opportunities on campus for us. And the platform, they will always tell us, your LinkedIn profile, you have to edit it, you have to work on it, you even have to add it to your CV. Yes, You have to add it to your CV. So that's like a very, very important platform, because most organizations, these scholarship opportunities, nobody will come and tell you about Facebook. Nobody will come and tell you about Instagram or like when you're doing all this application. So your LinkedIn is very important. If it's not arranged, if it's not optimized, please go and optimize it. Your profile picture, your education, the bio aspect part, the summary. Please take some time, maybe this weekend, work on it. Most of these people, they will go, because when you want to submit your application, they will ask you for your URL. Why do you think they're asking for that if they are not going to look at it? Most times they want to look at it to see what you've been doing, like some of the things you've been doing. So please work on it. And then always make sure that all the requirement, everything, like you have everything ready. Because when they are asking you to like submit a PDF or a Word document, submit a Word document. If you're asked to submit a PDF, submit a PDF. So these are little things that matter. So if you're asked to submit like a PDF of your personal statements, submit it as a PDF. Don't go and give them as a Word document, because they know why they're asking. Maybe they want to run it through a system that only accepts a PDF. And then you submit it as a Word document. Most of them don't have, remember this, for this scholarship, they told us they had up to 2,000 applicants. Like they will not even have that time to start converting your Word document to PDF for you. Like you're already out, right? So you just follow the instruction based on what you were told to do. Follow them the way, like read it through, write them down, say, okay, this is what they need, this is what they need. They need my transcript, they need my CV. And then please, when you're sending in these things, rename them based on the formats they ask you to. And if let's say they didn't give you any format, use your name, give it the appropriate title. Don't just send in anything randomly. Maybe for your transcript, you send just your first name and you write transcript. And then the resume, you're sending your first name and last name, or only your last name. Like things will get mixed up, right? So please, just follow instruction, submit the right document that is needed, follow deadlines if there's a deadline. Always check your mail. That one is like, it's very important. I know a lot of people have missed so many opportunities because they do not check their email. You submit an application and then you just forget about it. No, I think like the most important place I go to, like if I wake up, most times I'll just go to my email because I want to see what is there. Like I have a lot of things I'm applying for, so I don't want to miss them. I even go to my spam folder to check, if something went to that place mistakenly, because it's very important to me. Like my mails, oh God, I'm always on my mails. It's important. Check your mails regularly. As long that you're putting in these applications, please check your mails, right? Check your mails. Put in the best, your best. Don't give up. I mean, say don't slack when it comes to scholarship. Okay, like my program, the funding. So Mastercard works differently from different countries. Oh, let me just say this. So my younger sister, she also got a Mastercard scholarship, and she's traveling to UK tomorrow. She got the Cambridge scholarship. Yeah. And I got the one for US. So like we are two different places apart. So also, oh, sorry, what was I even saying if I got that? So always like do your best, like giving your best. If I tell you the number, like we didn't sleep, it was like, oh, have you applied for this one? Do this one, do the other one. Like we were just all over. So look out for these opportunities. Like when I send in this slide, look at this, go to their different web pages, look at the criteria. And if you say, if it's something you fit, you meet the requirement, start preparing, like start applying. Okay. So for the scholarship, for Mastercard is always fully funded. Mastercard is always fully funded. So for me here in US, they pay my tuition. My flight to this place was paid by them. I did my visa by myself, but when I got here, they had to like refund. So they refunded everything. What else? They cover health, they cover accommodation, they cover the medicals, yes, clearance, books, yes. So we have at the bookstore, you have access to a particular amount of funds that you can use to, once you go there, just tell them you're a Mastercard scholar and give them your name and your student ID, and you're able to purchase any material from the bookstore. And we also have access to funding, like if you want to go for research and a conference from, I'll be going for a conference next month in Chicago, in California, yes, and it's also funded by Mastercard. It's part of what comes with the scholarship. So you can see like you're going to gain a lot. So this thing is not something you should just feel relaxed about. People are gaining from it. Why not you, right? People are gaining from this thing. So just sit down and look through some of these things. There are lots of opportunities out there. Even if you're not applying for Mastercard, there are also several scholarships. Like you can check out Mandela Rose when it's opened. There's Chevening, there's like several other scholarships. So why you should also get it. If other people are getting it, are you like, how many heads do they have, right? You can also get this opportunity, right? So I just pray that at the end of this session, you won't take this thing lightly. Like you're going to like sit down, do your research. If you don't have your student transcript, oh God, please get if you need, okay, let me mention some of the things you need for most of the scholarship. You need your student transcripts. You need your CV. If you don't have your international passport, please apply for it. Keep it ready. Keep it ready. Yes, Mandela Rhodes Scholarship, yeah. Keep your international passport, your CV, your transcript. Then if you have like drafts of personal statements, you can just keep like different drafts and then save it somewhere so that when the opportunity comes, you're not like, you're not starting afresh to think of what to write. You already have something you can edit, right? You can edit to fit into the particular scholarship you're applying for, right? So just have those things ready, have them handy so that when these opportunities come, you not like start running up and down. And then have people, you should start building connection, building network with people so that it's not when the time is 2 days to the time, you now go and meet them that, please, I want you to write recommendation letter for me. That's not how it works, so my dear. Like that's not how it works. Build connection with these people so that when you go to them, they'll be willing to do it for you, right? If you've not started, maybe you stop talking to some of your lecturers or people, just start talking to them now that you're not really, you've not started putting in the application, so that when the time comes, like you can go to them freely and they'll be able to help you. And please don't go to them at the last minute, because when you go to them at the last minute, they just write anything and submit. So tell them before time that, oh, I'm applying to so opportunity, and it's very, very competitive, and I want you to like help me put in a strong recommendation. This is going to explain to them. Don't just tell them, please write recommendation letter for me. That's like too vague. Like they can write anything. Tell them, I'm applying for so and so opportunity. It means a lot to me. You can even send them, like, for me, I send some of the things I've done, so many things I've done, and then I send to them so that from there, they will know what they are writing. Like they're not writing generic things. They already know that, oh, Esther have completed so and so number of courses. She has been part of this leadership training. She has done this number of community impact. So from there, they can know what to write, right? So you can also do that when you're sending them. If it's someone you're sending a mail to, you can like draft out something and send to the person so that the person knows what to write and doesn't just write anything for you. So yes, so you can do that. It will go a long way to like help you put up a strong recommendation. So I think that's like all I have to say, and hopefully I would want to see people from this meeting that would come on LinkedIn or come on different, go back to the foundation to like celebrate their winnings, celebrate their scholarship. So please, just start. I think when you decide to start, then you can, and then try to push yourself, because there will be a lot of discouragement. People start like, I beg, leave that thing. Are you sure? With this your 2-2, with this your 2-1. Just try, right? Do something, just try, start, submit. Let it be that it's rejection, at least you're trying. And then you will never know which one is going to work for you. Thank you so much. So I think I can take
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Esther. We are really, really grateful for your session. In fact, we've learned a lot. I'm sure that every one of us on this call have learned so much from this session. And before we go to questions and answers, I'd like every one of us to share an emoji to appreciate Ms. Esther. I want to see your reactions in the chat box. So kindly share your reactions. Kindly share your reactions in the chat box here. I want to see your thank you. So everyone, kindly say a thank you to Ms. Esther. She has really taken her time to explain the whole of this for us, and even shared with us, offered to share with us the a document as well as other opportunities that are open. So I think we should say thank you to her. So if you can hear me, I can't see any comments. We are going to hold off our question and answer session until we have comments. So if you have a question and you want it answered, kindly say thank you to her first. Thank you so much, Ma. We are really, really grateful for your time. We're grateful for the experiences you've shared. We're grateful for all the lessons that we've learned from today's session. And without further ado, we would be going forward to the question and answers. If you have a question, you want to speak, you can just indicate with the raise of hand. So there's an opportunity for you to raise your hand. So you can just raise your hand if you have a question and you want to speak. Otherwise, you can share your question in the chat box. You can share your question in the chat box. So I would give us a minute to quickly do that. If you want to speak, kindly just indicate with the raise of your hand. Thank you. All right, thank you. I think I can see a couple of hands. But just to be fair, I think we would attend to the questions that came in while the session was ongoing, right? So from the comment section here, I can see that someone asked a question. Taiwo asked, is Mastercard scholarship for master's program alone, or can it be used for PhD as well? So would appreciate it if you could provide that. And then I think he asked another question, which is, can we use AI tools to correct grammatical errors and spellings too? So those two questions were asked by Ms. Taiwo. So would appreciate your response on that now.
Okay, so Mastercard scholarship is actually for undergraduates and masters. They don't fund PhD. Yeah. So Mastercard doesn't fund PhD. So, but PhD, I feel the reason why they don't fund PhD, because there are lots of funding opportunities for PhD. Like, you can just write directly to lecturers that are in that you want to work with. Look at for the schools you're interested in. Look out for lecturers in that department and write to them. There are a lot of lecturers that are looking for students they can fund. Like right now, for me, I'm still on I just started my master's, right? But I've started reaching out to lecturers already for PhD. Okay, I see a lot of opportunities on LinkedIn, of lecturers saying, there is an opening for so and so number of students for a PhD position. So I save their post and I write to them, like telling them I'll be interested, but I'm finishing next year. So there are lots of funding opportunity for PhD students, which you can actually look at for such opportunities and apply. But Mastercard does not fund PhD position, just undergraduates and masters. And then for AI, for correction, yes, you can, like I said, mentioned earlier, you write whatever you want to write, then you can take it to AI and tell it to make it more professional, correct the grammatical errors for you, and it will do just that. Your ChatGPT is excellent in doing that for me. Like I use it a lot, but then I have to like draft out what I want before taking it to it to say, oh, can you rearrange it in a more professional way without grammatical errors and all that, and then it brings out what I want. Yeah, so you can do that.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your clear answer, Ma. I think another person has a question. Uluwa Kayode. The person asked, what's the difference between a personal statement and a statement of purpose? Sometimes when you want to send your application, there are actually requirements for statement of purpose as well as personal statement. So Uluwa Kayode wants to find out if there's any difference between the two.
Yes, although some people like mix it up. So when it comes to personal statements, it's not like you telling more of your story. They want to hear your story, how you got to that level, what are the stages you've passed through, and what you're going to do when you get that opportunity. That's like your personal statement, right? But when it comes to statement of purpose, why this course? You're talking directly to the course, to the school, right? So most times it's actually schools that will ask you for statement of purpose. When you're applying directly to schools, that's scholarship and funding, right? If you go to their portal, to their website, they will ask you for statement of purpose. Why this particular course? Why this country? Why, what are some of the skills you need, right? That's more of statement of purpose inclined. But when it comes to personal statement, tell us your story. How did you get here? What have you been doing after graduation? Can you tell us? Me? So let me tell you one thing that is funny. So I'm like the first child out of 7 children. So I'll tell you, like, it has not been easy for me. Like, I always wanted to. So those things, I put them in my personal statements, and you have to know, like, this is what I've been through. This is how I've been able to scale through. This is what I would do if I'm given this opportunity, right? That's like your personal statement, like your personal story. So just know the difference. That's just the difference between the both of them. Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I think someone has a question. Barakat says, the McGill University will be out on Monday. So I think she means the scholarship at McGill University. But she said after checking the eligibility, she saw that you must be a first class graduate before you can apply to the school. So she's asking if she can still give it a try. She can still apply.
Okay, so for that one, they stated there strictly that you must be, right? If it's stated there strictly, so you can just like leave it because maybe it's one of the major requirements. But then there are some other applications that they will not state it, that, oh, you have to be first class or second class. They will just tell you, you have to be academically strong or you have to be this. You can just go ahead and apply. But if it's like a major requirement, so no, you can just leave the McGill application. It's very, it's very competitive. I've tried it. It's extremely competitive. Yeah. So you can just leave it and look for other opportunities.
All right, thank you, ma'am. And then I think she still also has another question. She says, can one apply to Mastercard Foundation Scholarship to different schools? Because during your presentation, you mentioned that that of Oxford is open, that of Cambridge, that of UBC. So she's asking, can you apply to UBC and Cambridge and other schools at the same time under the same umbrella of Mastercard Scholarship?
Oh, I think I forgot to mention that, yes. So Mastercard Scholarship works with, like, you have Mastercard and then they work with different institutions, right? So what is happening in, let's say, ASU, the Mastercard in ASU is different from the the body in ASU is different from that in Oxford, is different from that in Cambridge. And also on their platform, yesterday when I checked, you can apply to as many as possible, right? You can apply to all of them. It does not cause any harm. So any one of them that you get, you go with it. So there's no harm in applying to. They don't screen you based on how many of there's no general body that screens everything. So your screening is done at the school institution level. Yes.
All right, great. Thank you so much, ma'am. So I think just to make this a bit more interactive, we will take one question from those who want to speak, and then we'll come back to the questions in the chat box. So I did not really take note of the person that whose hands was raised first. So I don't know. Did anyone take note of that? The first to raise his or her hand. But I think we'll just go with Blessing then. Let's go with Blessing. So Blessing, you can unmute and speak. Hi, Blessing, can you hear me? All right, just because of time, if Blessing is not available, then Safia, you can unmute and speak. Hi, Safia, can you hear me? If you can, kindly unmute and just ask your question.
Yes, can you hear me, please?
Oh,
yes, we can. Blessing, just hold off. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Esther, for the presentation. Thank you. I've learned a lot so far. So my question is that sometimes, let me just use an example with this Mastercard UBC. They ask, I mean, the scholarship is for specific courses, yeah?
Okay.
So when you find perhaps the course that is closest to what you would have wanted, because obviously you don't have the luxury of picking from a variety of courses. So when you find the course that is closest to yours and maybe they are asking for something specific that you probably don't really have experience on, like for instance now, the closest to my course for the UBC is the one on food and resource economics. But I don't really have much experience in terms of what I've done regarding, say, environments and the likes of it. What do you advise in that kind of situation whereby you don't really have experience for a specific question that they are asking? I know, obviously lying is not even an option, or you have to say something that you have done. So like, how do you go about such a situation? Do you just leave the scholarship and look for another one, or you should just I don't know, like it's tricky.
So what I do, see, you might feel you don't have experience in that area, right? But if you look at it thoroughly, you would find something to write. So what I do, I actually think back, like, okay, let me give you an example. During my interview, there was a particular question I was asked, and I knew that, immediately I was just thinking out the point, like, what do I say? I did not have anything like to tell them based on like a direct answer, but I gave them, I still answered that question in another way, and they were just nodding their head. I had to like find a situation that is very close to that. So you might not really have an experience, maybe something that is very, very related to what they're asking you for, but just look around. Let me go directly. What are you applying? What course did you study in school?
Economics.
Okay, economics. And what are you planning to apply for?
Masters in food and resource economics.
So what was the question you were asked?
Something around your environment. Sorry, I cannot remember it word for word, but I think it's something around volunteering in your environment, something agriculture related, stuff like that.
Okay. So when it comes to economics, like it's vast, right? So there should be an aspect of economics that would be in the middle of what you're applying, right? So just look for that, and there should be a point. I mean, maybe you could send it to me so that I can check later, right? You can just check, and so I can help you review it and see, because I know I've been helping a lot of people review for some time now, but I did not want to take in any other person because I have a lot of commitment.
I understand how it can be, honestly.
Yeah, but then I know that there would always be like a middle point, something you can bring out from what you've been doing, or maybe your personal life experience that can fit into that question. Right? So by the time we look deeply, you find something to write.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am, for that question. And I think if you don't have any other question, you can just keep your hands down while we focus on the next question. Thank you. So for the next question that we have, Miriam is asking, oh no, I think Ade first. Ade said, once I can, okay, that's not a question. That's not a question, sorry. So Miriam is asking, okay, I think this question too was answered. Is the Mastercard scholarship fully funded? So Miriam is asking, you said for master scholarship, the age is 35. Is it maximum or minimum? So she wants to find out. But I think the answer is maximum, right?
Yes, that's
so
maximum.
Let's just go to the next question. So because of time. So okay. Barakat also is asking, she said, is it a must for my recommendation letter to come from my lecturer in school? Can I get it from another lecturer in another school or somewhere else? And she also asks, the recommendation letter can be more than a page, right? So she wants to find out.
Okay, so let me answer the first one. So your recommendation letter can come from your current employer, past employer, from any lecturer, someone that you know that is close to you, but not like your family member, right? Yes, so anyone can actually recommend you. Like for this scholarship, the person that recommended me, one was my previous employer, the other one was my colleague at work, right? I did not use school. I did not go back to, I did not use my lecturer actually recommended me for the Mandela Rose, but for this particular one, I wanted it like urgently. So I told my previous employer, and then I told my colleague at work. So those were the two people that recommended me. So it can come from anybody, but then remember what I told you about recommendation. It should be strong enough for you. It should be someone that you know can put in a strong recommendation for you, right? And then you're asking if it's more than one page. So most of them give you a format to follow. Like they send a mail to the person, asking the person to fill up a particular page or link, but then it doesn't have to be, there's no like, it doesn't have to be one page. You can, 2 pages is enough, but not more than 2 pages for me. I think it should not be more than that. But then if you're given a particular format to follow that format. If you're not giving, 1 or 2 pages is enough for recommendation. Yes.
All right. Okay, great. So thank you, ma'am. And Blessing, if you're available now, you can unmute and ask your question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. And I think I have a question from the last answer that you gave now. Now, the question is that, well, for recommendations, some people will say we should use an official email, maybe school email or probably an institutional email. Is it advisable? That's number one. And number two, my major question is, as an undergraduate, probably I'll be graduating, I will finish my exam like next 2 weeks, and my transcript will be ready maybe in less like 1 month or 6 weeks time. Can I start application now? Is it advisable?
Okay, yes. So I think for some scholarships, I've not really checked for some scholarships, yes, you can actually apply without, you tell them that, oh, your transcript will be ready so and so time. But for Mastercard, you have to submit your transcript. Like it's a requirement when you're applying. But if you believe that your transcript will be out before the deadline, you can start putting in, like doing some little things before deadline, right? Yes. And then for recommendation letter, please, whoever is submitting recommendation for you should use an official email. If not, it will not be recognized. They should use an official email, either work email or institutional email. No Gmail, no Yahoo Mail. No, they'll feel it's something you're forging, is scam. Yes, so whoever is sending you recommendation for you should use something official.
All right, thank you, ma'am. So I think Damilola is asking, she said, can she smile during an interview? Like put a smiling face. So I think she wants to find out an answer.
Yes, please smile, oh, don't go on and keep your face, or the fact that you're bold doesn't mean you have to like keep your face, or like be strong and all that. No, you smile, but then the confidence that is coming out, that's what matters, right? You're smiling, looking at them, look at them, like let them see you looking at them, smiling, and then they're asking you, you're laughing. Like, okay, I mentioned when I went for the other scholarship interview, like, it was all smiles and laughing. I even told them, I'm very confident that I've gotten this scholarship, and they were laughing. Like it was like a discussion, right? I was just laughing with them. So you don't have to like be stiff and all that just because you're doing interview. No, you dress well, you smile, but be confident, be bold, knowing that you know what you want. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. Joshua has a question, but I see his hand raised. So I think he would speak just after this next question. So you just ask your question. Mary says, please, ma, how can we prepare for the interview? I mean, what type of questions should we expect and all? So she wants to find out.
Okay, so let me tell you, okay, some of the questions you expect is for Mastercard, they are big on leadership, impact, right? So that is one thing they want. The goal is to help Africa to bring, build leaders from Africa, right? So when they are coming to you, one thing they will ask, like I wrote it on my LinkedIn, one thing they asked me was that, how is this scholarship going to be of impact to me, and how am I going to help my community with it? I cannot forget that question. That was one of the questions during my interview. So they're asking you, they'll ask you, have you been involved in any leadership experience, any leadership activity before? What can you say was what was a time where you were able to like go for a particular goal, even when you had challenges? Yes, they also asked me that, like, you had to like go for a particular goal, try to achieve a particular goal, even with the challenges. Can you describe a situation like that? Another question they will ask is, why are you applying for this scholarship? Right. So when we started the interview, I was expecting to ask you, what is your name? What is, can you tell us more about yourself? They not even say, tell us more about yourself. Like, they just, because it's 30 minutes, they just went straight. Okay, so we already have your CV, we already have so they've known everything they want to know about you because they've reviewed your CV, they've reviewed your LinkedIn page. So they are just going straight. What leadership have you demonstrated in the last few years? After graduating, how were you able to improve yourself? So these are the questions you should be expecting from them, mostly on leadership, innovation, what you do with the scholarship. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am. Our time is fast spent and we still have a couple of questions. So I would want to beg you, ma, if you would still be able to spare the next 10 minutes to just answer the main questions and then close this session off. I don't know if that's possible, ma'am.
Oh, okay, it's fine. It's
Right.
currently 10 a.m. here, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so I think I'm just going to ask 2 questions at a time just because of time. So Mary asks, when is the best time to get an international passport? And Zoe is asking, are these scholarships only for some selected courses? So I think these 2 questions can go. So one about passports and the other about the courses that are.
Okay, so let me just try to be fast. So I told you my sister got a scholarship and she's traveling tomorrow, right, to UK. She had her international passport like immediately after graduating, and that passport has been there, like it has been ready. You just have to leave ready. I got my own international passport after graduating. Yes, after my service. When I started applying for the scholarship, I got my international passport. So if you know you're looking for some of these opportunities, please just prepare it immediately. Just get it, apply for it, because Nigerian system now, or I don't know the country, I know maybe some might be from different countries, but the Nigeria that I know, some of these things might take time. And then you might get this opportunity. Let's say, okay, for the Mandaros, I was supposed to travel for interview and my passport wasn't ready. I would have missed that opportunity, even if it was just the travel experience alone. Like, they funded my trip and everything, like, and then I'll tell them, oh, I don't have an international passport. Jesus. So please just leave ready. If you've not applied, just apply for it immediately. The least money you have, try to apply for it, because this opportunity to come and you don't want them to just go just because of one thing or the other that you don't have. So apply for it immediately. The second question was, sorry, I think I've forgotten that. I was just talking too much. Doctors, I think I've missed the second question, right?
Right. I think the other question was on the courses. if the scholarship are for some selected course. Okay.
Okay, yes, based on like the school the institution, maybe UBC, Cambridge, they might have some selected courses for you. For Cambridge, there are some courses they said you shouldn't apply to, right? So you don't have if you're like in line with those courses, you won't have to apply. But then they will list out, the school will list out the courses they are funding for you. So that's why you have to like check the particular school you're applying to and check the requirements, because each school have the number of courses that they fund. So you just go through the links, check the schools and then the courses they have available. And then even if your course is not there, please check the one that is closely
Thank you so much,
related.
ma'am. For those whose hands are raised, please, I'll give you only.
I think Dorcas is having network issues.
Apologies. You say apologies for that. I don't know if you're done speaking, ma.
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. So I wanted to add that for those whose hands are raised, you just have a minute to ask your question. So we'll begin with Joshua. So you can just unmute and ask. 1 minute, please. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Okay.
Can anyone hear?
Yes.
Yes, we can. Good evening.
Please, thank you, Ms. Esther, for the presentation. And I want to ask, based on the essay writing part, what approach do you think we can use to get an award-winning essay? Because there's a section for that which require about 250 to 300.
So you're asking what
So
was?
I don't know,
Sorry.
what approach do you think? For the essay part,
Okay.
so what approach can we use to get an award-winning essay? That is just my question.
All right. So when you want to write the essay, right, just if they're asking you about maybe a personal story or when you did a leadership community impact, just go straight. Don't start writing about yourself or your education. I graduated from here, I did this. No, go straight to, some of the leadership activities I've carried out involved this. I was able to do this and this. I impacted so and so number of people. I also did this and this and this, because the number of words are limited, right? So just go straight to the point. You tell them the amount, like state it how you did it. Like if you made an impact, you were able to touch so and so number of people, put it there. Numbers will go a long way for you, right? If you volunteered for 3 or more organizations and they align with what you're actually applying for, write it there and talk. And then at the end, try to state how this has helped you, right? This, because I volunteered for this and this, it has actually helped me gain this and this and this. And I will be glad if I'm given this opportunity to improve. So don't start talking about things that are not needed. Just go straight to it. I think that will help your essay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ade, can you kindly unmute if you can hear me? 1 minute to ask a question, please. Thank you. Hi, Ade, are you still on the call?
Yeah, I'm on the call, Esther. Thank you. Thank you, Esther. Very, very appreciative. So I'm just asking this question on behalf of the whole community. What is the top 3 things that you think really helped most of the people that secure Mastercard Foundation Scholarship, regardless of whichever school, whether UBC or United States or UK? What do you think is the top 3 things? You must have reviewed their profile. You must have maybe speak with 1 or 2 of them. Like what is the 3 things that you think stood out for them? Yep. Okay,
so I think I did this yesterday. So I asked my friends here that got the scholarship, like, what did they do differently this time? Because I know they've been getting several rejections too. And some of the things they said was, 1, they actually wrote their story. When it came to the personal statement, they were intentional about their story, about their growth. Secondly, they have leadership. When it comes to leadership impacts, they are there. Because I had to go through their profile to see. When it comes to leadership, you should have leadership experience. It wasn't just, like I mentioned earlier, we have second class here with us. So it wasn't just about being a first class 4.9, 4 point this, yes. So when leadership, tell them your story. So I think these are like the two most important things then that they are looking for. If you're able to like, yes, and then the interview aspect also, they were very bold. Like when they were telling me about the interview, I was like, wow, you did that? Yeah, they say, yeah. So when it comes to when you get to that stage, yeah, be bold about it.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. So I think Abisola, you just asked your question and then we'll finalize this with the remaining questions.
Thank you very much.
So quickly,
Okay, can I
Abisola,
go on? Okay. Okay, there's a particular aspect of the essay for UBC, the second one. It was talking about being a transformative leader. And is there any ongoing project that you are currently undergoing? Now, my question is, that ongoing project, must it be related to my course of study?
No, it must not. It mustn't be related to your course of study, yeah. So just tell them what you're doing, yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. That's all.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Tayo, for your question. So she also asked, how do you get the volunteering work that you talk about? And then also, Kayode asked, can I apply directly from BSc to PhD? I think she has made this point already clear that Mastercard funds only master scholarship, so it is not possible to apply to from BSc to PhD. But then someone asks about volunteering. That is, how do you get the volunteering work to talk about? And also somebody asked about how to draft award-winning essays. I think this has been answered too, but the other part, she said, were there resources that guided you in drafting it, and how did you structure your essay? So 2 questions now. The first is how to go about volunteering, and the other is about the resources you used in drafting your essay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, let me just rush through. So for volunteering, most of the opportunities came, like I looked out for most of them on LinkedIn. Like you always see organizations asking sending out opportunities to volunteer with them. So just once you see those, you can just reach out to them and say, oh, I want to volunteer with you. So you can search for them online, or people that are close to you, your network. That's why you have to build like a good network of friends and of people. You can ask them, oh, do you know of any volunteering activity in this area? I would love to volunteer. Yes. So those are the ways you can get volunteering activities. Then for the person asking for BSc to PhD, if you don't want to go for masters, people get from BSc to PhD. So you can also look out for those. Like if you don't want to go for Mastercard, you're looking for, there are ways people get from BSc to PhD. I met a guy last week here, and he's here for his PhD. He did not do masters, and it's also fully funded. So you can also look at for that one, but it's not Mastercard, yes. And then for the essay, how to draft an award-winning essay. For this one, I'll say for me, there's actually no particular like a structured way to do it, right? It's just you being able to tell your story in a way that aligns with, okay, let me just give you some tips, right? When you're telling your story, make sure that it aligns with what the foundation wants, what the course is about, and then have some future goals. Like, how will the scholarship help you make an impact? State it there. Explain about what motivated you, and talk about, let some of the leadership experience you're talking about in essay be aligned to both the scholarship goals and what you want to study. I think these are some of the things that can help your essay stand out. Yes. So make sure you tailor it based on their own goals. Don't just write based on your own goal. If it's Mastercard, look out for what Mastercard stands for: innovation, leadership, impact. So make sure that your essay is tailored to that aspect. Also state that, oh, in the future, this course or this scholarship is going to help me create so and so number of impact and all that, right? So those are the things that it's actually going to help you. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for the session, ma. We have gained a lot, we have learned a lot, and I'm very sure that everyone on this call is not leaving the way they came. We've gotten so much information, and I'm very sure that for as many of us who would be applying for this scholarship, we already have enough materials to get ourselves started. I would like everyone on the call to say thank you. So please, I'm begging now, please share a thank you in the chat box to appreciate Miss Esther. And if possible, also, let's share a clapping emoji again. I like to clap, so I would appreciate it if you can
Thank
share
you so
a
much,
clapping
everyone.
emoji to say thank you to Miss Esther. I'm clapping from my end here, and I would like to see all our emojis. So please kindly share your clapping emojis, your thank yous. We appreciate you. We are grateful. Thank you so much for the impact you're making. Thank you for being an inspiration to everyone on the call. And thank you also for the material that you promised to share. I'm very sure it's going ongoing, helping every one of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just before you go, Ma, I would like to have a snapshot. So if possible, everyone on the call, you just kindly turn on your cameras so we can get a picture. Just one snapshot, and we'll all turn off our cameras. So everyone, wherever you are, just share your turn on your camera, sorry, and you just have one picture and you're done. I think I may have to call us out. Please share your videos, turn on your cameras. Let's see just one picture and we're out. David, if you're on the call, you help us pick that. So everyone, Joshua, Adetola, if you can kindly turn on your camera. It's just one picture and we'll be out. Zoe, everyone, I'm not seeing people. Okay, yes. I'm seeing people's pictures now. I can see their faces. So David, you can kindly take a screenshot of this. David, are you on the call? Hi, David.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
just help us with that. Thank you.
All right.
All right, everybody say cheese. Or is it Mastercard now? So everybody smile. Yes. Everyone, I want to see our tips. Taiwo is not smiling. Taiwo, I can see you. So everyone, kindly share your smiles and let's take one picture. David, are we done? Barakat, I'm not seeing your smile. David.
Yes.
Are we done?
Yeah, we are fine.
Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you so much, Ms. Esther, for having us. We are really grateful. I'll be in your DM immediately after this meeting. Thank you so much. And for everyone that joined, I really appreciate your time coming on here to join us for this session. I'm really grateful, and I'm hopeful that as many of us that will be applying will get in. I expect to see our congratulatory messages on LinkedIn. I expect to see messages on getting scholarships next year. So I'm taking note of all our names, and I'll be around to cheer every one of us up. So next week, just a final announcement now. Okay. Next week will be
I can leave
session
now.
on yes, you can. I'm sorry I didn't say that. Thank you so